The FTP Alpha 3 is a competition-oriented red dot sight similar to the Seymour RTS-2 and SIG Romeo 3 XL and Max. It uses the RTS-2 mounting footprint, but the sight body is larger and won't fit in closely cut RTS-2 pockets. It will fit on RTS-2 platforms and extend forward. The body height is fairly tall and thus raises the window quite a bit on a handgun with a mounting plate. I have tested 2 FTP Alpha sights on 4 handguns, all slide mounted. A Glock 17 Gen 3 direct mount to milled slide without posts. A Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS with a Seymour plate mount. A Canik Rival mounted with plate R06 and a Canik Rival S mounted with plate R06. I have 5,200 rounds on one sight and 2,200 rounds on the other sight. The FTP Alpha's window is tall and wide with an unobtrusive frame. The slight lens tint is not at all noticeable when shooting outdoors or even when dry firing. The dot does not disappear from the window under recoil. The lens is not distorted at the edges. The FTP Alpha is available with a 6, 8, or 10 MOA red dot. Both of my units are 8 MOA. Compared side by side with a Seymour Slide Ride 8 MOA, the FTP dot is marginally smaller. If you want a big dot, I recommend ordering the 10 MOA, which was sold out when I ordered my sights. The dot quality is outstanding. It is a near perfect circle like the Seymour Slide Ride, which I consider the gold standard for dot quality. It has a wide adjustment range to accommodate overcast and cloudy conditions, all the way to bright sunlight with glaring background. The low end of the adjustment might be too bright for night shooting if operating in darkness is your thing. I don't even use the high end of the adjustment when I shoot on a sunny day in the desert with light sand berms. Press the buttons to adjust for the current light conditions. The buttons press easily and have tactile feedback. The FTP uses a CR2032 battery, which lasts me about 6 months of dry firing and competition and practice. I turn off the sight after each stage, but I have forgot and left it on at matches and the drive home without depleting the battery. The dot blinks off and on to indicate when the battery is low. The battery is held in a side-loading tray, which must be pried loose with a screwdriver or similar tool. To turn on the FTP Alpha, press one of the brightness adjustment buttons on the left side of the sight body. It remembers its previous brightness setting when it was turned off and returns to that setting. To turn off the FTP Alpha, press and hold the decrease brightness button for a few seconds. Elevation and windage are adjustable with an Allen wrench. The click detent adjustments are tactile. Each click makes a very small adjustment at pistol distance, so I found myself needing 3 or 4 clicks to move groups slightly. The FTP Alpha includes a rubber cover that encloses the entire sight body and window, keeping dust, rain, and snow off the sight. It does not fit tightly and is easily dislodged while setting steel and going about the business of a match. It's a miracle I still have mine after finding it on the ground several times. The rubber cover was useful when my pistol went flying out of my holster in a full-speed stage walkthrough. The pistol landed in the gravel, but the FTP Alpha was undamaged. However, I broke my second sight when I dropped it alone, not on a pistol, to a concrete floor. The edge of the glass cracked, but the red dot remained functional. I zeroed it on a different pistol and shot it in a Glock GSSF match with no ill effect. After about 1,600 rounds on 2 different Glocks, my first FTP Alpha failed. Its dot just disappeared while shooting in practice. I contacted Fast Toys Performance and was advised to bend or shim the battery contacts. It has worked ever since with a small paper shim. I think the battery contact shim is what caused me to break the battery tray cage when replacing the battery one day. All of these internal parts are painfully thin and delicate. Nonetheless, the battery tray still fits and the sight still works. The FTP Alpha 3 has excellent glass with an excellent red dot. The window is large and the dot is just big enough. The large footprint could cause mounting problems, and the tall body height could increase the learning curve for shooters transitioning from iron sights to a red dot sight. If FTP were to develop an Alpha 4, I would like its internals to be made more substantial, even bomb-proof. And I would like it offered in a nice big 12 MOA dot size. Other than that, there's nothing I'd change about it because they got it right the first time.